guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. So we had two EZAs drop today. The LR Tech Ginyu Force, of course, is going to be very powerful. Now, this Angel Golden Frieza certainly seems a bit more controversial. This does not feel as though he's up to the power of some of the recent sort of EZA units. We'll take a look. Let's jump in and see. One thing that is very important to note, though, is that while Angel Golden Frieza is on a lot of category teams, he's on a lot of teams, and teams that need units. You know, stuff like Otherworld Warriors, Wicked Bloodline, Mastered Evolution, Sworn Enemy, Time Limit, Full Power. This is a very helpful unit, right? So it's like, you're gonna get use out of this guy, because he's just on such bad teams, right? But when it comes to like him going up against the highest tier of enemies, he certainly can struggle. Now, despite the fact that he's on a million teams, and this is a misconception people have about the current, like, sort of, like, meta of the game. This Frieza's on a million teams, but that doesn't mean he's on a million usable teams. By my estimation, he's on, in actuality, about one team right now, and that's this one, right here, Mastered Evolution. Mastered Evolution, of course, is one of the leader skills of the new Resurrection F Blues, but you go through a lot of these different category teams, I just don't think they're all that right now, right? Revived Warrior, Universal Survival Saga, Full Power, Reps of Universe 7, Transformation Boost, Wicked Bloodline, Otherworld Warriors, Gifted Warriors, Time Limit, Sworn Enemy. Dude, I don't know, like, all of those need help, need better leaders, right? So, it's like Angel Golden Frieza, you know, let's sort of, he could be better, right? I don't think he's going to be as good as Blue Vegeta, Turles, S-Tier Ultimate Gohan, kind of on that tier, but we certainly don't have, like, a proper real setup for this guy. And keep in mind that next week we really could be getting an LR Golden Frieza, which could be even better for this guy, right? So keep that in mind. Oh, I gotta put a sticker on him. Let me do that after this first run. So we are on the ROF Blues team, so of course we're getting a 170% lead. Not really a great opening rotation. So let's take a look here. So Frieza's at 231k defense at the start of turn. Frieza gets 250% attack, 150% defense at the start of turn. He lowers all enemies' attack by 15%, which is cool, but then he lowers superclass enemies and allies' attack by 7%. So right now, the Blue Goku and Vegeta and Tech Supreme Kai are being debuffed by Frieza, and then the Blue Goku is being debuffed by Frieza as well, the enemy Blue Goku, right? So that's good. Frieza also gets 100% attack and defense when facing a superclass enemy, which we're going to have active. And then he's super effective against all types if there's another Reps Universe 7 category ally in the same turn, which we aren't going to have active right here. Frieza also does get 50% defense from his super attack effect. I mean, if we look at what we're rocking with right here, this is just not enough, right? Like, he's at 230k. So it's like, dude, he's at like 330k defense or something like that. Like, that's not... from what is essentially, I feel like, supposed to be kind of like a mainline unit. Like, you're gonna want this guy in like slot 1 or 2, like one of these big attacking power characters. Like, I don't know, it's definitely a little... I would like his defense to be higher. I gave him good equips, right? Like, I loaded him out. Let's see what we get. 4.79 right there. And that's, I mean, he doesn't have built-in additionals, he doesn't have built-in crits, right? It's just as super effective with a Rep of Universe 7 category ally next to him, which, you know, we have this Angel Frieza, so we'll sort of see how things are gonna work. I don't know, man. It is weird. This guy, like, because when I initially, like, was evaluating this character, I thought his defense was going to be a lot higher, right? Because it's like he has such a huge defensive stat, like his actual defensive stat, right? I mean, without equips, it's 13,348. But like an EZA TUR, that's pretty good. But the thing is that his passive, he gets to 250% attack at the start of turn, but only 150% defense. I think if this Frieza was at 250% defense, I would like him a lot better, because then I would be very comfortable with him taking, you know, double-digit damage from all these tough red zone bosses on normal attacks. A super attack would still turn us into dust, sure, but most characters, it is difficult to, like, outside of, like, top tier premium Dokkan Fest exclusives that just come out right now and LRs and stuff like that, you're not really tanking a lot of like super attacks from like the end level red zone bosses, right? All right, so this is a better turn for FRIEZA because now we're gonna have turn a power up, and you know this UI Goku is also supporting Universal Survival Saga, which FRIEZA's on. This is also gonna activate FRIEZA's super effective against all types as well. So this should be a better turn. I mean, right here, FRIEZA's at like 250k defense, right? So, I mean, if he super attacks, he's what, like the 370 range? If he double supers defensively, I think he's going to be in a good spot, but needing him to double super without built-in additionals, I think this FRIEZA would be quite a bit better, right? If they, rather than super effective against all types with another rep of Universe 7 in the same turn, I think giving him a guaranteed additional super with another rep of Universe 7 on the same turn, that I think would have been a better idea. That would have made this guy a lot better both offensively and defensively, I feel. Let's see what he does right here, though. So keep in mind, this attack right here is super effective against all types. So, you know, that is good, right? Especially, you know, again, red zone is the standard that we're doing, man. I don't care what no one says. Like, this guy... What physical boss? Janemba is a very difficult physical type boss that, like, you know, FRIEZA could be super effective against all types against him, which could be useful. Let's see what attack set FRIEZA gets right here. Okay, UI Goku, we got it. 5 million, super effective against all types. I mean, let's compare him to the other strong EZA TURs, right? Like, Ultimate Gohan, I feel like a lot of times his attack sets are in that range. But, like, he could triple super, right? Turles can go way above that, depending upon, like, how many of his links are activated. And then, I mean, you guys, Evolution Blue Vegeta, I mean, he could shoot out 4 million attack stats. So, to me, it does seem like FRIEZA's damage is not as high as it should be, considering his defense is not as high as it should be. This is just kind of an under-tuned character, is the way this is looking to me. I'm not really too impressed with what they gave this FRIEZA. I think they could have given him a bit more. This FRIEZA, I think, will be at his best in a lot of the Super Battle Road and Extreme Super Battle Road stages. He should be fairly effective in those, right? Because, remember, I mean, him debuffing the enemy's attack by 22%, that'll be pretty helpful in Super Battle Road. Along with FRIEZA, you know, potentially being above 300k defense. Like, that's where FRIEZA's going to be effective right now. But it's like, I mean, all these stages are pretty easy anyway. Like, 200% leader skills are too strong for a lot of these Super Battle Road and Extreme Super Battle Road stages. Like, people are going to realize this, right? That, like, everything, you know, as much as people want to, like, more matters than the red zone, it all is going to circle back to that, right? Like, the 200% leader skills in red zone, like, it's all intertwined from the 7th anniversary. Let's put a sticker on FRIEZA. Let's keep going. We definitely want to see FRIEZA actually linked next to the transforming Angel Golden FRIEZA. That should help, right? Getting a lot of those links active, FRIEZA should look a lot better. But, you know, this is... Sometimes they're not directly in the same rotation. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Alright, guys, let's go ahead and put a stickeroo on our boy Angel Golden FRIEZA. Oh, I've got 30 of these. Oh, I should start dishing some of these out. Before, I was giving stickers to every single character that could get a sticker when they would come out, like EZAs and stuff like that, but Dokkan, I mean, last year, Dokkan started dropping 10 EZAs per celebration for a while, right, last year, so wasn't really able to keep up. It looks fine. I mean, this is not a new sticker, right? Like, FRIEZA, like, all Dokkan Fest exclusives had them as soon as they dropped. I think this looks pretty good. I got no issue with that. Like, a lot of times, like, key effects like that can look pretty solid. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's do a couple more runs. Today, we're going to take Angel Golden FRIEZA and the Tech LR Ginyu Force against a lot of these tough red zone bosses and see how them and their team sort of look. I think this FRIEZA could be better, but at the very least, it is still a significant power buff for a lot of categories that need it, man. That's for sure. All right, let's get another run, sort of see how our boy Golden FRIEZA is going to look. We'll go without Fierce Battle, so just him and the physical UI Goku here. I'd like to get him linked up to next to some of these Golden FRIEZAs, but it's making this very difficult for me. I might just do this one turn and then just skip ahead until we get another turn next to other Golden FRIEZAs, right? Because, like, on this team, right, we have Realm of Gods and Mastered Evolution. All the Golden Friezas are all in Mastered Evolution. So we have Angel Frieza, Golden Frieza, and Angel Golden Frieza. Remember that they could... I mean, there is the potential we could get a final form Frieza that transforms into Golden Frieza. That's another potential character we could get, right? Like, Frieza in Resurrection F, he's, first form, final form, and then Golden. So, we could get, like, more buffs, from that movie, like, sort of, like, in that range. Because I feel like for Tournament of Power, we are essentially covered, right, with, this Frieza, as well as, of course, the EZA, but it's Resurrection F. That's, like, Golden Friezas from that movie. Could be a nice little buff for this Golden Frieza right here. Okay, so let me get this rotation, and then I'll just cut. We'll go into a little bit of a longer event so we could see Frieza next to these other Angel Friezas, because it seems like, I mean, just sort of like with like UI Goku, or maybe like LR Goku and Frieza, or Evolution Blue Vegeta, any of these other Reps Universe 7 allies, Frieza's not going to be the greatest with. And remember, Frieza's debuffing our superclass allies as well. That's the other thing about him. Like, I don't know why they had to keep that. I wish that they would start removing those, like, debuffs, like Merge Zamasu, like, these characters that have these negatives to them. Tech Super Saiyan 3 Broly. Like, these days, like, characters don't need negatives because of how powerful the events are, right? Like, them leaving that 7% debuff, it's just unnecessary. It's just, there's no reason for it to be there at all. Alright, here we go. So we have the two Golden Friezas next to each other. So we will have a lot of our links activated. So what is Frieza's link set here? So we have Prodigies, Universe's Most Malevolent, Revival, which, basically only activates... I mean, we get the key, but the stats buff are only under 50% HP. Then he has Strongest Clan in Space. Then he has Brutal Beatdown, Tournament of Power, and then he has Fierce Battle. Brutal Beatdown and Revival can be, like, fairly common villain links, right, for some characters besides, like, other Friezas and stuff like that. One thing about these, like, Angel Friezas, though, that certainly is an issue when it comes to, like, I don't know, maybe, like, Wicked Bloodline or something like that, is the lack of big bad bosses. But, we will still have, like, Universe's Most Malevolent, which I think is, what, like, 20% attack? Let me pull this up real fast. I think Universe's is 20% attack right here. Yeah, 20%. Wait a minute, so without support, 162k? Yeah, so, like, this is what we look like without support and not against the superclass enemy, right? Like, it's like when we're up against a superclass enemy, wow, okay. Like, okay, this is what Frieza looks like against an extreme class enemy is what I mean. Why did they do this? What? Like, this guy, okay. Like, it's like, when I was looking at him under the guise of, like, oh, he's got his whatchamacallit going. Like, at least he'd be above 300k, but that's only against superclass enemies. Whew. Is this good? You guys think this is good? This is where I could hear the crying already of, for truth, every unit has to guard and have 500k defense turn 1 and blah, 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 blah. Dude. This is terrible. 162k? He gets 50% on super, but, like, that's not enough. 240k defense? Frieza will be dying turn 1 in the red zone. Gokua is going to be shitting on Frieza, man. Like, this is not Legends. There's a super effective against all types. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. That's not, yeah, you are not running this guy against extreme class enemies. No way. Ooh, okay, because at the first couple runs, I was like, all right, I mean, his defense, we're getting up to, like, maybe, like, the 350k range. In my head, I'm thinking, like, oh, what if, like, LR Golden Frieza is, like, a Wicked Bloodline support type unit, and, LR Golden Frieza is the top 5 in the game material. Because, I mean, Yellow Coin LRs have been very good for a while now. They've released some real killers. So, we could, LR Golden Frieza could easily be nasty, easily help these guys out, but, I mean, sheesh. Yeah, dude, he needs the superclass buff so bad. Holy hell. Alright, I'm gonna do this turn. Now, Frieza's best, like, percentage leader skill we can get him on is Reps of Universe 7. LR Goku and Frieza, of course, give 177%. I think we'll end with that against a superclass enemy, but yeah, damn, this guy is just, like, not that impressive. It's like, you know, we can't be satisfied with 20 numbers, right? Like, that's, like, yeah, like, this Frieza is just, this is not what is needed. It sucks, too, because, you know, this Frieza is on so many teams that need help. So many teams that, like, just add, like, more power to is really good. Well, okay, let me change my wording. Not teams, but categories, right? Because I certainly would not consider a lot of these, like, legitimate teams at the moment. Whoa! Boy. Okay, Frieza. We'll get one more turn here. And then we'll go. Yeah, get me out of this run, and please let me go fight a superclass enemy before I... Like, do I say Hit is better than this guy, right? Like, Physical Future Gohan, definitely. Absolutely. Physical Future Gohan can tangle with every Red Zone boss, right? Just like this 5 million, super effective against all types. Like, 270k defense? Like, no way, dude. Recording him against these Red Zone bosses is going to be brutal. It's not going to be fun at all. God damn it. Alright, guys. Very sad, very sad, very sad. Okay, so we're on the Reps of Universe 7 team. Yeah, very sad to see that this team has, you know, the power creep has claimed this. A lot of the best characters on this team definitely hurt, right, by the 7th anniversary meta. So this is going to be kind of a minimal rotation here. Yeah, 262k. That's much better. I mean, that's... Against a super class enemy, like, I could see it, right? Because it's like, this is him with only Tournament of Power activated, so, like, we could definitely do a lot better. This Angel Golden Frieza, under a 200% lead, you know, with a lot of these links active against a super class enemy, sure. But it's like, guess what? Frieza doesn't have a 200% lead. He doesn't really have a great team. He doesn't... I mean, he's got a solid partner in that physical Golden Frieza, but, I mean, that unit has... you know, aged as well. I mean, you still have so much utility and effectiveness I think you can utilize with that character. Physical Angel Golden Frieza, but, like, just for raw stats for that character, right? His damage, his actual raw defensive stat have aged, right? But, like, that Physical Angel Golden Frieza was designed so well that he could still hold up in a lot of situations, right? Boy, okay, yeah, this Angel Golden Frieza, against superclass enemies, he could be utilized, but I think if you're going to go into a stage against villains, you're probably just better off using different characters. I don't know how else I would say it or describe it, right? So this is, like, the best we'll be able to do for this Golden Frieza is this. Superclass enemy, 177% leader skill, linked up next to Angel Frieza with 40% support. 262k defense. So again, he gets 50%. So, I mean, he's gonna be at, what, like, around 400k-ish? It's like, if he double supered, he'd be looking really good right here. But a pretty specific situation, all things considered, that we're on right here, right? Alright, so let's see what Frieza's damage is right here. So remember, this is super effective against all types as well, if we don't crit. This damage number we get right here. He gets up to 6.82. Like, that's it, right? Like, that's his best turn, basically. Yeah, I certainly cannot put this guy anywhere near, I think, the top EZAs right now. Like, if I'm gonna do an EZA tier list in a couple of days. I definitely need a little bit more time to sort of think about this Frieza, right? He just dropped. But, like, I could not put him above... I think I would probably put Hit above this guy, probably. Would I put Hit above him? I really might. Dude, I think I would put Transforming Goku above this guy as well. To me, transforming Goku has really settled in nice. I feel like he's like responded to the 7th anniversary power group very well. The AGL transforming Goku, he can be a very effective option on several different 200% teams in the red zones. That's really good for him. He's definitely better than this Frieza, I would say. Okay, so we'll have this rotation right here. Again, we're going to get a fair amount of support from the UI Goku. Let's just get a couple of these turns and then we'll finish up. Let me know what you guys think. Again, I feel like a lot of people really misunderstand what's happening with Dokkan right now, with the crying about, oh, not only red zone matters, blah, blah, blah. I don't remember people saying this about God Event, Extreme Super Battle Road 2 years ago, the OG Legendary Goku Event 3 years ago. I think people just don't understand that the red zone is just paired with 200% leader skills, which just jumped the power way up. Red zone does matter. Units being good in there is the most important thing. You can be solid in Battlefield or Super Battle Road, sure, but red zone is where it counts. The next difficulty stuff is going to be geared towards 200% leader skills. So it's going to be more in line with red zone than other stages. Why people are like not understanding that, or like are like it's just weird. You're just going to let yourself get let down. Like, let the past go. All these previous good units have aged. They're fodder now. It is what it is. It happened, right? Like they pressed the reset button with 200% leader skills. We're in a whole different era from 2021. So a lot of you guys really have to accept that and understand that, right? Like, it's, you know, when Worldwide happens and they drop an ultimate red zone stage that ends with Vegito Blue, right? Like, it's all superclass enemies. Well, yeah, you know, that'll help like this guy. But like characters, you know, it's gonna be that red zone level. It's not gonna be like, oh, it's way weaker. Holy shit! All of a sudden, LR Turles is great in slot 1. What the hell? Truth, you're an idiot. We were right? Like, that's how it's gonna go, man. All right, so no support. 235k. Remember, he gets 50% when he supers. I don't know, man. We're gonna make this the last turn. I'm out of here. How could they have fixed this guy? Well, number one, this extra buff against a superclass enemy is really stupid. I hate that. Him getting 250% and 150% at the start of turn, really stupid. She should have been 250% attack and defense start of turn. And then, rather than 100% attack and defense against a superclass enemy, just give him 50% attack and defense against a on super attack. Right? That's it. Bam. That's the difference between this guy. But I'd say like a new Dokkan Fest that just came out, like the ROF Blues, right? Is like they have their start of turn stats and then the extra buff on their super attack, right? That would have helped this guy out way more. Again, this Frieza would be better if he got 50% attack and defense on super attack over his 100% attack and defense against a superclass enemy. So, a little bit sad for sure. Alright guys, this is Emperor's True Splendor, Golden Frieza Angel. His leader skills revived warrior category key 3 and 170% of stats, or int type key 3 and 120% of stats, but I don't know. Revived warrior, I think is, I assess that as a pretty weak category at the moment. Frieza's super attack is the Great Death Beam, which greatly raises defense for 1 turn. That's very good. Does immense damage and then greatly lowers enemy defense. Okay, I've got it. Boom. Let's fix him instantly. Stack defense instead. This is a character that I think should have stacked. If he stacked just a normal 30% defensive stack, boom, we're good to go at that point, right? That would allow him to really help, I think, some of these lower level teams for these red zone bosses. And then they could have left like the superclass buff the same and stuff like that. He should have just stacked instead of a 1-turn buff. But he greatly raises defense for 1 turn, does immense damage, and greatly lowers enemy defense. Yeah, the stack would have been nice. His passive skill, Proof of True Evil, gives him 250% attack at the start of turn, and then 150% defense. That just doesn't... I thought with his very high defensive stat, that he would be okay, but it's not enough. It's not enough. It's just really not enough. Then he lowers enemies' attack by 15%. That'll be good for Super Battle Road. Broly cannot be attack debuffed in his first phase, but Omega can. And then Frieza lowers super class allies and enemies attack by 7%. So he does still have a debuff, which is unfortunate. Keep in mind that most of the stages Frieza can participate in Super Battle Road and Extreme Super Battle Road, are going to be against super class enemies. So Frieza is going to be able to get those off, right? The full 22% debuff. That's where this Frieza is going to be good, is when his debuff is applied. Then he gets an additional 100% attack and defense against super class enemies. Stupid. It's terrible. That hurts him a lot. He should have just got 50% on super attack. He would have been way better. And then finally, he is super effective against all types. If there's another Reps of Universe 7 category ally attacking in the same turn. The problem is that Reps of Universe 7 has aged. A lot of those characters got hurt by 7th anniversary power creep. So, GG. Frieza's links are Prodigies, Universe's Most Malevolent Revival, Strongest Clan in Space, Brutal Beatdown, Turnout of Power, and Fierce Battle. So, I mean, it works. Him not having big bad bosses is certainly an issue when it would come to utilizing this guy maybe on like Wicked Bloodline or something like that, transformation boost in the future, but, you know, we'll see once that time comes. 12 key multiplier is 150%. In terms of EZAs, this guy would help you in. There is the Tech Golden Frieza, and then, of course, the Tech Kaioken Goku and Physical Vegeta. Those are EZAs that this Angel Golden Frieza could be useful in. And then finally, he is on just 1,000 teams here. So he's on Universal Survival Saga right here at the top. He is on Revived Warrior as well, right? Revived Warrior needs help for sure. Then he's on Full Power. And he, like, again, most of these teams really could use help. Reps of Universe 7 is still relatively small, but after the 6th anniversary, a lot more options for sure. He's also over here on Transformation Boost. This, to me, is one of the most coveted, like, you know, teams that could get, like, 170%, you know, then potentially 200% leader skill would be Transformation Boost, because we just have so many crazy characters on this team, right? Then Frieza, of course, is also on Wicked Bloodline. Good that this team would get some more buffs for sure. Frieza is also on Otherworld Warriors, another ridiculously weak team, so any buffs there are also helpful. Frieza is also on the Gifted Warrior team, along with, you know, a lot of other Frieza characters. Then Frieza is down here on the Time Limit category as well. Frieza also is on Mastered Evolution. This is essentially the one strong team you're running this guy on right now, right? The Resurrection F Blues Mastered Evolution team. And then finally, Frieza is on Sworn Enemy, which certainly could be this will be an interesting team in the future. I promise that. Another interesting one for one of these like 200% leader skills for sure. So let me know what you guys think of EZA Angel Golden Frieza. I think against a super class enemy in the right situation, he's runnable. You know, like if they release like another, you know, 7-stage red zone against super class enemies, this guy could be effective if there was like a better, like, you know, like villain, like Transformation Boost or Wicked Bloodline team, Sworn Enemy, something like that, right? Like this guy could be effective. But I feel like as of right now, he's mostly relegated to helping in Super Battle Road stages. Like an EZA like this, like these units are supposed to be good, and this guy is not going to help you on the highest level, which is just not. Because you know, Ultimate Gohan is way better than this guy, way better, easily. So that's definitely a bummer. So let me know what you guys think of EZA Angel Golden Frieza. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.